guys, how are you doing? I really hope you're doing well. My name is Beach ASMR and welcome back to another Music Theory ASMR video. In the last Music Theory video, we looked over major scales and we had a look at the history, and then we did a bit about the theory of a major scale. We talked about the tones and the semitones, and we're going to do something really similar today, but this time we're looking at minor scales. In particular, I'm focusing on Western music because that is where I'm knowledgeable. I know a little bit about minor scales in non-Western based music, which we'll touch on, and maybe I could do a video on some non-Western scales in the future, but today we're mainly going to focus on minor scales that stem from a Western kind of classical tradition, and I've got some examples of where they're used in modern music as well. So I think without any further ado, let's get cracking. So the first thing I wanted to do is talk to you a little bit about the history of our minor scales. So minor scales, like major scales, developed from the ancient Greek modes. If we fast forward to modern day, there are 7 modes of the major scale that I would say a lot of Western music is written in. The 7 modes of the major scale. Of those modes, the Dorian, which is the 2nd, Aeolian, which is the 6th, and Phrygian, which is the 3rd, are all minor in some way, shape or form. And then you've also got Locrian, which is diminished. Okay? Our Dorian scale has the flat 3 and a flat 7. So let's write that down. So I'm not sure how well you'll be able to see this in pencil, but we'll roll with it. So Dorian has a flat 3 and 7. We also have Phrygian, which has got the flat 2, 3, 6, and 7. And then finally Aeolian, which is kind of the big dog out of the 3. And Aeolian has got a flat 3, a flat 6, and a flat 7. Okay? When we think about minor scales, we often think of them being kind of dark or sad. So we often think of minor as equaling dark or sad. And musicologists, musical historians, we're not 100% sure where that comes from. The definite reason is not clear. However, theories suggest that because we're more likely to get this idea of dissonance, cultural associations have led us to this distinction. So just over many years, cultural associations of dissonance with being dark and sad have led to minor scales also being associated as dark and sad. So if you want to think, is it in major, is it in minor, generally the rule is if it's bright and happy, if you think it gives you a good mood, then you would call it as being major. Whereas if it maybe sounds dark or it sounds sad, then it would be in a minor key. Okay? Now, when we talk about Western scales, these are scales which are based around 7 notes, or 8 if you play the top octave as well. However, in non-Western music, such as Asian, Native American, and Sub-Saharan African, minor pentatonic scales, these are 5-note scales, are very, very common. Very, very common. So, in Western music, we often have 7-note scales, whereas in non-Western music, such as Asian, Native American, and Sub-Saharan African, we often have a pentatonic scale, which is 5 notes long. Okay. In Western music, we have three main types of minor scales, and I'm going to tell you what they are right now. I think I'm going to go for the board pen because I want you to be able to see it really clearly. The first type of minor scale we have is the natural minor, and this is our main minor scale. If we were to take a minor key signature, for example C minor, we would take the major scale and we would do the following. We would add the flat 3, the flat 6, and also the flat 7, which you will recognize is also the Aeolian mode. So we have the natural minor scale, and that is the Aeolian mode. An example of a natural minor, we can have C natural minor, and if I draw out a C major scale really quick right here, your natural minor would have an E flat, it would have an A flat, which is the 6th, and also it would have a B flat, which is the 7th. So in my natural minor, my C natural minor, also known as Aeolian mode, I have the 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, and 7th flattened. So that's E flat, A flat, and B flat. Okay, and that is my first main type of minor scale. The second type of minor scale we have is the harmonic minor. Harmonic. And in the harmonic minor, we raise the 7th, so we just have a flat 3, and we have a flat 6. I do apologize if you can hear some background noise. It's just started absolutely dipping it down. But I know I personally like a bit of ASMR with a bit of rain in there. Anyways, in the harmonic minor we have the flattened 3rd and the flattened 6th. So if we were to do a C harmonic minor, we start on C, D, and then we would have an E flat, F, G, A flat, that's the 6th, and then we have a B natural, so we have the raised 7th, it is not flattened, it is a normal 7th, and this gives us a slightly brighter sound which lends itself more to different types of music and makes it a little bit easier for modulation as well. So we have the raised 7th, okay, and this is not any particular mode, it is just it's its own thing, okay, it's not any of the major modes. The final type minor scale we have, and this one's a little bit weird, is we have the melodic minor. And the melodic minor scale is a little bit funny because it is different depending if you're going up or down. If we are ascending, going up the scale, we only have a flat third. However, when we're going back down the scale, we have a flat third, sixth, and seventh. So going up, we only have a flat third, and then we have this nice bright sound because our sixth and seventh are natural still, they're major. But then coming down, it is the same as the Aeolian or natural minor. So I'm gonna keep everything a bit closer on this one, but if I was to draw a C minor scale, C melodic minor, on my way up, I'd have C, D, E flat, F, G, A, B, C, but then on the way down, this B would become a B flat, A becomes an A flat, G is normal, F is natural, E becomes E flat, and then we have D, and finally C. So coming up the scale, we only have one flat, it's our third, but coming down the scale, we have B flat, A flat, and E flat, the seventh, the sixth, and the third. And they are all a bit different. And a lot of the time, they can be a little bit hard to distinguish. So I've got some examples of pretty famous songs that you might know that use all these different scales. So the natural minor can be heard in, firstly, Californication by the Red Hot Chili Peppers, and then also in All Along the Watchtower, which is the Bob Dylan song. So All Along the Watchtower and Californication. Okay. The harmonic minor is used in Sweet Dreams by Eurythmics, and also Havana by Camila Cabello. So we have Californication and All Along the Watchtower, and then the harmonic minor is used in Sweet Dreams and Havana. Finally, we have the melodic minor. In popular music, it isn't used too often, but one really famous example would be Yesterday by the Beatles. So the Beatles used the melodic minor in the song Yesterday. Okay, so let's have a quick recap. Okay, my minor scales in Western music, they originated from the ancient Greek modes. In modern Western music, we have 7 major modes. 3 of them are minor modes. That is Dorian, Phrygian, and Aeolian. Aeolian is also known as the natural minor, remember. We also have Locrian, but that is technically a diminished scale, which is similar to a minor scale. Okay? My minor scales are often always characterized by the fact that they have a flattened third. Okay? The flattened third. Minor scales are characterized by the fact that they are dark and sad, and there's not one definitive source on where that came from. However, there is many theories suggesting this idea of dissonance, which is when we have 2 notes clashing together, and cultural associations with that have led to this distinction of minor being dark and sad. There are 3 main minor scales that we use in Western music. That is the natural minor, which has a flattened third, 6th, and 7th. It is the Aeolian mode. We have a harmonic minor, which uses a flattened third and sixth. This has a slightly brighter sound. And then finally, the melodic minor is a bit funky because on the way up, ascending, it just has a flattened third, and on the way down we have a flattened third, sixth and seventh. Okay, the third, sixth and seventh are flattened on the way down the scale. Isn't that great? Okay. And our examples, remember, in the natural minor we have Californication and All Along the Watchtower. In the harmonic minor, you can think of Sweet Dreams by Eurythmics or Havana by Camila Cabello. Finally, in the melodic minor, remember it's different going up and then down. I want you to think of Yesterday by the Beatles. All of my examples so far, I've done it in the key of C, but I thought that we could test both yours and maybe my theoretical knowledge, and let's look at some of the minor scales in different keys. Wow, it is really dipping it down outside. Really, really dipping it down. Just gonna check the camera. Okay, we are good. So, I've not talked about the tones and the semitones. Well, let's do an example and we'll go through it. So, no, let's do it here. So the natural minor, in the natural minor, we start off with C, and we're going to go up one whole tone to D, remembering tones is two chromatic movements, whereas a semitone is one. So we're going to go up a tone, and then here we're going to go up a semitone from D to E flat. From E flat to F we've got one tone, and from F to G we have a tone again. From G to A flat we have a semitone, and from A flat to B flat we have a tone. Finally, from B flat to C we have a tone. So remember, tone equals 2, semitone equals 1. So our natural minor we go tone, semitone, tone, tone, semitone, tone, tone. In the harmonic minor, we start off with a tone, we then move up a semitone, so no changes there. We've then got a tone from E flat to F, a tone from F to G. We then have a semitone from G to A flat before a augmented second. We've got 3 semitones, don't we? I don't know what we call that. I'm going to put a T and then an S for a tone and semitone because we're going from A flat to B. So if you think we'd have A flat, and then we go up one semitone to A, another semitone to B flat, which would be our tone, and then another one to B. So we have a 3 in there, and then we have a semitone from B to C. And melodic, this is where it gets tricky. So going up we have a tone as per. We've then got a semitone, so no changes there. We then have a tone, another tone, another tone, because we have C to D, tone, D to E flat, semitone, E flat to F, tone, F to G, tone, G to A, tone, A to B is a tone, B to C is a semitone. Then we have C to B flat, which is a tone, B flat to A flat, a tone, A flat to G is a semitone, G to F is a tone, F to E flat is a tone, E flat to D is a semitone, and then we have one more tone from D to C. So we have got tone, semitone, tone, tone, semitone, tone, tone. In the harmonic scale, we have got tone, semitone, tone, tone, semitone, an augmented tone, I guess. Augmented tone, yeah, no, maybe, yeah. Yeah, augmented tone, it's like a minor third in a way. Yeah, it's augmented second, I don't know. And then a semitone. And then finally in the melodic we have got, I'm going to take a deep breath. Tone, semitone, tone, 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 semitone, tone, tone, semitone, tone, tone, semitone, tone. And there's no way that I expect you to remember that. But we've got them written here for the test. So we'll keep everything in the major scale. I'm just going to do dots with this to try and suss it out. So let's start on F. I'll do it down here actually. Let's start on F. So we got F, G, A, B, C, D, E, F. So I wanted to make this a natural minor. I need to flatten the 3rd, 6th and 7th. So I'm going to go 1, this isn't a very good G, F, G, A flat. So that's my 3rd. And then need to find my 6th, F, G, A flat, B flat because it starts on an F, we're following the tone, tone, semitone. I should have done that at the start really. And then C, D, so we've got D flat, and then E flat, because we've got my 3rd, my 6th and 7th. B flat is already there in an F major, so we're going to keep it there. And we can check it by following the tones and the semitones. So let's have a look. Upper tone, we go to G. Up a semitone is A flat. Upper tone is B flat. B flat upper tone is C. Up a semitone would be a D flat. Upper tone would be E flat, and then upper tone would be F. So we're on the money there. And I think we'll try one in harmonic and then one in melodic. So let's go harmonic. And then we'll do one in melodic and I'll have run out of paper. So we'll go from there. Let's do let's challenge myself. I'm going to go for a B flat minor. So I'll do my ledger line in pencil. So we'll go, I'll need 2 of them. Oops. Alright, here we go. So we got it's thunder. B flat, C, D, E flat, F, G, A, B, but I want it to be in B flat minor. So I know that in B flat major I've got a B and an E flat. So I'm going to start off by doing a B and an E flat, and let's get to it. So for my harmonic I need to flatten the thirds, B, E, D, and the 6th, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 is my G. So in B flat minor I've got B flat, C, D flat, E flat, F, G flat, A, B flat. Remember we've got that raised 7th in there. Let's try and make sure it's right by checking the tones and semitones. So we have, tone from B flat to C, yeah. semitone C to D flat, yep. A tone from D flat to E flat, yep. We've got a tone from E flat to F, yep. Tone, semitone, tone, semitone, tone. We've got another semitone from F to G flat, correct. I need a tone up here from... No, I don't. Hang on, what? Oh, I got this wrong. Oh, that's so embarrassing. G. Oh no, here we go. No, this is the augmented. So yeah, it's from G flat to A. We've got that augmented tone with 3 chromatic movements, so 3 semitones up. And then finally a semitone from A to B flat. Tone, semitone, tone, semitone, tone, semitone, augmented, semitone, augmented, semitone. Perfect. Alright, let's do one more. We'll do another recap. And then I think I'm gonna call it there. So thank you if you're still watching. Let's do a melodic, and this time why don't we start on, let's do, I've done F, I've done B flat, let's keep moving up in fourths. I'm gonna go for E flat, so E flat melodic minor. Okay, I'm gonna have to go up and down, so I'm gonna be a bit careful on this one. So E flat, F, G, A, B, C, D, E. I'm not sure I'm gonna have enough room here. We'll squeeze it in. D, C, B, A, G, F. And we've got E right at the bottom. We've just squeezed the E in there. Oh, that's frustrating. It's alright though. It's okay. So let's check it out. Now in E flat major, I know I've got B flat, E flat, and A flat. So let's put them in already. So let's do. We've got E flat, B flat, and A flats, and I've got another E up here. B, E, and A flat are definitely. Oh, I was squeezing that on there. And that's meant to be my B flat. So these guys are definitely going to stay as being flats because they are flats in the major scale as well. Alright, and to make this an E flat minor, first off, in the minor scale, we only flatten the third coming up, so E flat, F, G becomes a G flat, and then on the way down, we want to do the 6th and the 7th and the 3rd, so here's my 7th, is my D, D flat, and the C is going to become a C flat, which is also a B natural, but because of the key we're in, and we already have a B flat, but we're not playing a C natural, we're going to call this a C flat. Alright, it's the enharmonics, it's a C flat. Then we have B flat, A flat, G, F, and E flat, and let's test it out. So we've got tone from E flat to F, correct, that's 2 chromatic movements. A semitone from F to G flat, yep. And 1, 2, 3, 4 tones. So we've got 1 tone from G flat to A flat, another tone from A flat to B flat, a tone from the B flat to C, yeah, and then a tone from C to D, yeah. We've then got a semitone from D to E flat, correct. And then we have a tone coming down from E flat to D flat, a tone from, yeah, I've got a tone from D flat to C flat, D, C, C flat, cool. And then we have a tone from C flat and semitone, sorry, from C flat to B flat. No, hang on, I'm getting confused. C flat to B flat is a semitone. Yeah, and then I should have two more tones, so B flat to A flat is a tone. Oh, I forgot to do the third and the G. No, hang on, yeah. Yeah, there's my tone. G flat to F semitone, and then a tone to finish us off. So we have E flat, F, G flat, A flat, B flat, C, D, E flat, D flat, C flat, B flat, A flat, G flat, F, E flat. And that was a little bit to get my head around. I need to practice my melodic scales a little bit, I guess. Well, there we go. So, one more quick recap. Minor scales originated from ancient Greek modes. Of the 7 modes we now have in modern Western music, Dorian, Aeolian, and Phrygian are all minor modes. We tend to associate minor as being dark and sad in modern music, and the reason for this isn't 100% clear and definite, but theories suggest that this idea of dissonance being likely to happen in minor scales and a cultural association of dissonance being minor has led to this kind of distinction. Okay? In Western music we have 3 main minor scales that we use, and they are all 7-note scales, okay? 7-note. Whereas in Sub-Saharan, Asian, Native American traditional music, we often see 5-note scales, also known as pentatonic scales. Okay, but we're focused on the main 7-note scales. Alright. The scales we focused on are the natural minor, which is also known as Aeolian, the harmonic minor, and the melodic minor. In the natural minor, we always have the flat 3rd, 6th, and 7th of our major scale, and we put on a flat 3, 6, and 7th. In the harmonic minor, we have a flat 3 and 6, and in the melodic minor, we have a flat 3 on the way up, and on the way down, we go back to Aeolian, and we do a flat 3, 6, and 7th. We can tell they're right by using our tones and semitones, and I've got some examples down here. Remember that natural minor can be heard in songs like Californication and All Along the Watchtower. Sweet Dreams and Havana use the harmonic minor, and Yesterday by the Beatles uses the melodic minor. And I think that is just about covered it. Well, it is absolutely tipping it down with a thunderstorm outside. So I think I'm gonna make my dinner, watch a movie, go to bed. I got work tomorrow morning and I gotta get up early. So I really hope you are fast asleep, relaxed, or having a really nice day, afternoon, morning study session, whatever it is you're doing. I'll see you next time. Thank you so much. Bye bye for now. Adios.